And I'm back. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm going to be talking about the Mona Lisa and Midion, how both paintings are identical. It's hard to believe that somebody can do some magnificent work, but not when you turn around and say, Leonardo da Vinci, well, he was super smart and wouldn't surpass you. Well, you're right. He took a long time for me to start figuring out how it works now. I'm getting better and better at this. Okay, so we're going to be talking about on Midion the shoe area compared to where it's located here on the Mona Lisa. And I'm going to be showing you some of the samples of the Last Supper that's sitting over on this side. That'll be later. I don't know if it's going to get quite in here because this is quite detailed. And I may be doing even another YouTube on top of this. But take a look at the one that's called the mustache. How it goes across here. I have a YouTube. It's absolutely perfect in the sense for better viewing. Very difficult to try to get the colors out. I still have to keep working, get better and better images for you. But if you also take a look, you'll see the MF, how it kind of floats in here, MF. And it's very, very light, obviously. But if you see it without going on YouTube or whatnot, nothing's going to stamp out like black and white, not with Leo. But I do have a black and white coming. So let me just get down to sitting here and doing the show. Now, this is the older Mona Lisa, and this is the younger Mona Lisa. This is done by the same artist, Leonardo da Vinci. Now, I'm going to pull this up for you to see. And this is his shoe area on Midion. This image here is the image which is of the Mona Lisa, but just a really poor image in black and white. But poor images really work pretty good. But if you line this up right there, everything lines up 100%. He's got the word spelling out right through here, like an S and an L. And if you put down here an S and an L, the words run across, as you see. Runs all the way down. If you follow this, excuse me, it goes on down. You'll also see some of the lines, how they kind of dissipate on out. Now, see how the curve is? Okay, but he also has more curves and more curves. So, again, another YouTubes as you follow, he walks it across the room. Okay, that's why the Mona Lisa follows you. Okay, so this particular one, for you to know, is going to go right here. Now we're going to go for the next one that goes over the top of this one for you to see. Now this black and white is of the Mona Lisa, and this one is of Midion. They match. This particular one is of one of his sketchings. And out of one of his sketchings here, I'm going to have to do something here that I didn't do earlier and put it right down here. And then I'm going to show you how this particular one matches up through here and goes all the way across, and that it also matches up with the fingers moving and going across the room. And you're going to see how his eyes float through here in the brightness, and it actually goes across here. You can even see them. Okay? Boom, boom. See? Here, here. You can see them, how they move across. That's what he does. And it's not just one photo here, one photo here, one photo here. They're microscopically moving, just like in a regular video. But without being plugged in and without electricity, without the batteries and so on. Now, I line this one up and I kick this on over, and as you see here in the eye, how the eye has this straight line right through here. I pull this down, you can see this, the line running. That's one of the markings that you can identify. You can see the eye floating right here. So it goes in here, and his face goes around, and he moves across the room again. Okay? It's real hard to do this because what I got to do is I got to match this to just barely touch to give the transparency. I don't know how to use Photoshop very well or alter anything. I just have to show the what is going. So when you do have this particular, now here's his mouth, okay, and his mouth keeps moving across. Now I'm going to pull this down, and you can see the circles of the mouth. That's where he runs it. And then if I put this over here and raise this, I forgot to raise this even higher, sorry. You'll see, you see the fingers right here? They move across the room to match his buckles on his shoes and such. Perfect curvature. Perfect. Now, there's a big one here. If you see the triangle, it runs on up in the big triangle, and it goes pointier and pointier with what? Now, you take that, and what goes across the room, it matches. Here it is. And here's the big triangle. And it runs up to the smaller right here. So that is, and this is a extremely poor quality, poor quality sketch. Now this one, again, I've said earlier, matches with this image and this image. See? Overlines. Boom. And you can see the curvatures of the lines. And they just keep moving across the room also. You see how this, and then the next black one underneath it, and then there's a light brown one, then there's some dots changing into different colors. All these are curving. Okay? Those aren't brush strokes. And each one of these little dots, and inside each one is portraits. And I've gotten into it. This is not even a close shot. I have another closer images. This is the regular full photo shot. The other ones in which I examine are about the size of your thumb, and they really get into the painting. But then again, it's called depth of field. Even though they were shot that way, there's some of it that will come blur. So, as you see, some of these lines and this owl with another owl on top and another owl and a bigger owl, and it goes on. Okay, there's his owls right here. So that's the way he is. Now you see this dog and whatnot? It's right in here. It's got the pointy little nose, pointy little nose, and it adds in to match. It gets a little bit lighter here. Also, if you see these lines across here, I don't know if it shows up on the photo down underneath or on this one. I know it did on one of the transparencies. But yeah, you can see it barely. It's very hard to see on this, but it looks like something like SRR or so. But I'm not. Yeah, here's an S. There it is. SRR something. It goes across here. That's another YouTube. But let me show you something real cool for coming up. One of my YouTubes that I want to show you. See if I can make it kind of quick. I call it the Last Supper. And this is, for an end, is actually Jesus right there. And he's in a supper. And it's one of his thoughts of style in which he wants to paint. And obviously he did paint it. He painted it in here. And it is one of the images in which shows many of his disciples. And it takes a really lot of time to try to do it. But he's also did some cartoons. But if you actually kind of look at Jesus, he uses the table with him. And then he uses these individuals and he places himself in different areas. But you got to also say, not only is he here with the table, he also does it this way. And he makes these guys into cartoons. That is a dog with a cowboy looking type guy with an arm. But each one of these dots are portraits. So he turned these buddies into portraits that added into a cartoon. He was always playing. And these are music words. He's got thousands of songs in here. And, well, anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is, does it surprise you on a super genius? I want to say God bless. Got to running out of time. I'm going to get this YouTube buttoned up, and I'll number it like 1 or 2 or whatever number, and to coincide with each other's with the same type of wording, and give you a little description of the Last Supper. And I got a lot more to add, so God bless.